Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to the chemistry class. Today we will continue the equilibrium chapter. Okay. Application of law of mass action and law of equilibrium. So in my previous class I have discussed that type A type of reaction. Today we will discuss type B. Here the number of moles of gaseous product is greater than the number of moles of the gaseous reactant. Okay. Here we can consider the reaction, that is the dissociation of phosphorus pentachloride, okay, like PCl5. PCl5 gas is dissociated into PCl3, phosphorus trichloride gas and chlorine gas. Okay. So in this case, what is happening here? The number of reactant molecule is high. Okay, the number of moles of gaseous reactant is high compared to the product. So here we have to apply the law of chemical equilibrium. Then we can write here Kc is equal to concentration of PCl3, concentration of Cl2 by concentration of PCl5. And if we write Kp, Kp will be equal to partial pressure of PCl3 into partial pressure of Cl2 divided by partial pressure of PCl5. Okay. Now let us consider the initial A mole PCl5 is taken. So this PCl5 we have taken A mole, okay, and in a closed container where the volume is V liter. So we are considering that A mole initial A mole PCl5 we have taken, and volume of container is VML. Okay. Now volume of container is VML. Then again we have to write the equilibrium, and before that we have to consider that at equilibrium X mole of it is dissociated. Okay. When they are in equilibrium, so both of the forward and backward reaction the same rate. Okay. And here suppose equilibrium at equilibrium X mole of it is dissociated, then we can write this equation again. Then you can easily understand that PCl5 gas is dissociating into PCl3 gas plus Cl2 gas. Now in this case, initial this was A mole, okay, and this was 0 mole. So this is A mole, this was 0 mole, this is 0 mole. Now at equilibrium what will happen? It will be A minus X, because I have already told you that at equilibrium X mole it is dissociated. So the remaining part will be A minus X mole. So it will be A minus X mole. This will be X mole and this will be also X mole. Hope you can understand. Now we have to find out the concentration. So at equilibrium, concentration of PCl5 will be A minus X by V moles per liter. Concentration of PCl3 will be at equilibrium, that will be X by V moles per liter, and concentration of Cl2 will be X by V moles per liter. Hope you can understand. Then we will put this value into the Kc. So from here you can write Kc is equal to, already we have written that A minus X, Kc is in PCl3, concentration of PCl3, that is X by V into x by v divided by concentration of PCl5, that is A minus x by v. Now if you calculate this thing, you will get is equal to x square A minus x into v. Okay, this thing you will get. Since the expression for Kc has v in the denominator, okay, here it is there, denominator, okay, so the equilibrium will be affected by change in the volume of the reaction vessel, okay. Next we can tell that derivation of Kp, okay. So if we want to derive Kp, then again we have to do this thing, that this initial it was A mole, it will be 0 and 0 mole, at equilibrium it will be A minus x mole, x mole and x mole. So first we have to consider that P atmosphere is the pressure at equilibrium, okay, and total number of moles will be that will be equal to A minus x plus x plus x, that is coming as A plus x moles, okay. So that will be the A plus x moles. Now we will calculate the partial pressure of PCl5, that is pressure of PCl5. So this PCl5 is equal to mole fraction, that means moles of PCl5, by total number of moles, that will be the mole fraction into total pressure, that is P, okay. Now PCl5 will be moles of PCl5. So what is the moles of PCl5? Okay, here we have calculated that PCl5 A minus x. So it will be A minus x. Total number of moles I have discussed, A plus x into P. In the same way, when we calculate the PCl3, okay, partial pressure of PCl3, as we are considering here, these are all our gases. Partial pressure of PCl3, that will be equal to what? That is the number of mole of PCl3, is x, okay. So it will be x by total number of moles, A plus x into P. In the same way, PCl2, partial pressure of Cl2 will be equal to, okay, that will be also x divided by A plus x into P, okay. Now here we will calculate the Kp, okay. So what will be the Kp? Kp is equal to concentration of PCl3, okay. Concentration of PCl3 xP, x into P divided by A plus x, into concentration of Cl2, that is the x into A plus x into P divided by that is my partial pressure, not concentration, is the partial pressure of PCl3 into partial pressure of Cl2 divided by partial pressure of PCl5, okay. So that will be A minus x divided by A plus x into P, okay. So this is your Kp, hope you can understand. Now if you calculate, you will get this is equal to x square P divided by A plus x into A minus x. This thing will come and this thing will come. Okay, so x square p into A plus x, okay, into A minus x. Now we will discuss the effect of change of pressure. Since the above expression, okay, has the term p, here p is there, so the dissociation of PCl5 is not independent of pressure. Suppose if we consider this x is very small, okay, then it can be neglected in the denominator. So here we are neglecting this term, then it is coming as x square into p into a square. It is coming. Okay, so from here we can write that x square is equal to kp into a square divided by p. Okay, so x is proportional to root 1 by root over p. This is coming. So thus degree of dissociation is inversely proportional to the square root of the pressure, or we can say dissociation of PCl5 will increase, okay, with the decrease in pressure. Hope you can understand. So here you have to neglect this x, okay, then you will get this value. Understand? Next we will discuss the effect of changing in concentration. An increase in the concentration of PCl5, okay, will increase the value of a consequently the value of x will increase to maintain a constant value of Kc. So hence increase in the concentration, okay, of PCl5 favors the dissociation. So if we increase the concentration of PCl5, it will favor the dissociation. Next we will discuss the effect of adding of inert gases. On addition of an inert gas to the equilibrium mixture at constant volume, equilibrium is not disturbed. On the other hand, if we take some inert gas added to a constant pressure, then the volume will increase, okay, and to maintain the value of Kc, x must also be increased. So thus the addition of an inert gas at constant pressure increases the degree of dissociation of PCl5. Hope you can understand. So this was the type B. Okay, next another type we will discuss, that is the type C. In type C, what we will discuss, when the number of moles of the gaseous products is less than the number of moles of the gaseous reactants. Here we consider the reaction of nitrogen and hydrogen by Haber's process. So we know that the reaction, that nitrogen gas is reacting with hydrogen gas forming twice NH3 gas. Okay, so this is the Haber you see. Here you see that total 4 moles is there and it is forming 2 moles. Okay, so here the number of moles of the gaseous product is less compared to the number of moles of the gaseous reactants. Okay. Next, here also we have to apply the law of chemical equilibrium, and the chemical equilibrium constant for the that means Kc, Kp, here you have to find it. So find out. So here Kc is equal to concentration of NH3 whole square divided by concentration of nitrogen into concentration of hydrogen whole cube, and Kp will be equal to here partial pressure of ammonia whole square divided by partial pressure of nitrogen into partial pressure of hydrogen whole square whole cube. Okay, so this is the Kp and Kc. Okay, now let us consider that the number of moles of the nitrogen taken, okay, that is A, and let us consider the number of moles of hydrogen taken B. So the initial. So nitrogen we are taking A moles at initial, and it is taken as B moles. Okay, so A mole nitrogen and B mole hydrogen. Okay, hydrogen we have taken B moles. Okay, and let us consider the volume of the container is V liter. Okay, so let us consider the X mole of the nitrogen and 3x mole of hydrogen are consumed at equilibrium to form 2x mole of NH3 gas. So again we are writing this reaction that N2 gas is reacting with thrice H2 gas forming twice NH3 gas. Okay. Now here initial concentration, that initial initial concentration will be what? That here is A by V and here we have taken B by V and this one will be the 0. At equilibrium what will happen? At equilibrium this will be equal to that X mole react. Okay. Let us consider the X mole of nitrogen reacts with the 3x mole of hydrogen. So here we can write that A minus X by V and this is B minus 3x by V and the amount of ammonia will be produced concentration at equilibrium. Okay, that will be 2x by V. Now in the same way we have to apply the Kc. Okay, already we have written that Kc is equal to NH3 whole concentration of NH3 whole square by concentration of nitrogen to concentration of hydrogen whole cube. So if we put this value, we will get Kc is equal to that NH3 is given that 2x by V whole square. Nitrogen is given what? Nitrogen is this one, A minus X by B and hydrogen is B minus 3x by V whole cube. Okay. Now if you calculate, you will get the value of Kc. Okay. And Kc value will come that 4x square V square into A minus X and B minus 3x whole cube. If you calculate, you will get this thing. Okay. Now we will consider another thing, that is we want to calculate the Kp. Okay. Now I am rubbing this part. Now what will be the value of Kp? So that is the evaluation of Kp. Okay, how to calculate Kp? So total number of moles at equilibrium will be what? Total number of moles, actually here let us, we have to consider that P atmosphere is the pressure at equilibrium. Okay, and total number of moles will be equal to total number of moles that will be equal to that A minus X plus B minus 3x plus ammonia is coming twice X. So if you calculate, you will get that A plus B, okay, minus 2x. Okay, in the same way you have to find out that partial pressure of nitrogen. That will be the number of moles of nitrogen divided by total number of moles into P. Okay, that means A minus X divided by A plus B minus 2x into P. In the same way, partial pressure of hydrogen will be what? Partial pressure of hydrogen will be B minus 3x into A plus B minus 2x into P. Okay, this will be the partial pressure of hydrogen. Okay, and in the same way, what will be the partial pressure of ammonia? Partial pressure of ammonia will be 2x divided by A plus B minus 2x into P. This is the partial pressure of ammonia. In the same way, if you put the value, okay, and then you will get the value of Kp. Okay, so Kp is coming what? That partial pressure of, I am writing the equation again, that N2 plus thrice H2 forming twice NH3. So twice NH3 whole square, the partial pressure of ammonia whole square. So here you have to write 2x A plus B minus 2x into P whole square divided by partial pressure of nitrogen, that means A minus x divided by A plus B minus 2x into P into partial pressure of hydrogen whole cube. So partial pressure of hydrogen is this one, B minus 3x divided by A plus B minus 2x into P, this one whole cube. Now if you calculate this equation, you will get a equation like 4x square, okay, into A plus B minus 2x whole square divided by P square A minus x into B minus 3x whole cube. This equation you will get. So here equilibrium constant is inversely proportional to the square root of the square. Here P square is given. Okay. Square root of the pressure. Okay, P is given. So now what will be the effect of changing of pressure? Already we have discussed that Kc is equal to 4x square B square divided by A minus x into B minus 3x whole cube. So Kc is directly proportional to the square of the volume of the vessel. So by increasing the pressure of the volume term in the expression Kc decreases. Therefore the value of x mass increases to maintain the constant, okay, constant value of Kc. So in other words, we can tell that the formation of ammonia is favored, okay, by increase of the pressure, and this is why a high pressure is used in the synthesis of ammonia by Haber's process. Generally we are using 200 atmosphere to 900 atmosphere, okay. An effect of increase in concentration of nitrogen hydrogen and increase in the concentration of nitrogen will increase the value of A and B in the denominator, okay. If you look at the value of Kc, okay, and that will be the in the expression of Kc. Therefore, in order to maintain the constant value of Kc, that it should increase, okay. That means x should increase, okay, and hence an increase in the concentration of nitrogen and hydrogen will favor the formation of ammonia, okay. So if you increase the amount of nitrogen and hydrogen, that means reactant, it will favor the formation of ammonia gas. In the same way, you will also calculate Kp-Kc value, okay, and the effect of change of pressure and concentration and equilibrium, that means Kp-Kc. And for the contact process, in contact process mainly where sulfur dioxide is forming sulfur trioxide by reacting with oxygen, okay, by using catalyst vanadium pentoxide, and that is in your syllabus. And the last we will discuss today, that is the reaction in liquid state, so type D. So reaction in liquid state, we will discuss the hydrolysis of ester. Ethyl acetate we have to take. So this is ethyl acetate, CH3COOC2H5, and here we are hydrolyzing by using some acid, okay, H2O, and we are taking H plus, and it will form acetic acid CH3COOH. It will form ethyl alcohol C2H5OH. Okay, this is your reaction. All are in the liquid state. So let us consider the initial state. A moles of ethyl acetate and B moles of water are taken in a closed vessel. So at initial, what we have taken? This A mole we have taken, and this is beam mole we have taken. Okay, and initial these two are 0. Okay. So hope you can understand what I am telling. And let us consider also that x mole of ethyl acetate react till equilibrium is attained or reached. Since 1 mole of ethyl acetate combining with 1 mole of water to form 1 mole acetic acid and 1 mole ethyl alcohol, so x moles of ethyl acetate will combine with x moles of water to form x moles of acetic acid and ethyl alcohol. Okay. So at equilibrium what will happen? At equilibrium A minus x mole, this will be B minus x mole, and that will be x mole and x mole. Okay. Next we have to calculate the concentration of this ethyl acetate, that is concentration of CH3COO-C2H5. That will be equal to the what? That will be equal to the A minus x, volume we have taken D, this moles per liter, and next concentration of water will be what? Concentration of water will be B minus x by D, moles per liter, and next concentration of acetic acid CH3COOH, that will be equal to the x by V, moles per liter, and concentration of ethyl alcohol C2H5OH, that will be also equal to x by V, moles per liter. Hope you can understand what I am telling. Now from here you have to calculate the Kc value. Okay, Kc, though you know that concentration of CH3COOH into concentration of C2H5OH divided by concentration of CH3COO, C2H5 and concentration of H2. Now if you put all this value, okay, you will get that if you put this value, you will get that x square A minus x into B minus x. Okay, this is your Kc value. Okay, because here concentration of CH3COOH A minus x by V you have to read, you have to write. Then B minus x alcohol is what? This one is x by V, moles per liter. This one is also x by V, and this one is acetate, that means A minus x by V, and here water B minus x by V. If you calculate, you will get this value. Hope you can understand. Then we will discuss the effect of changing pressure. Since the expression for the Kc is independent of volume term, okay, so equilibrium state is not affected by change in volume and hence pressure also, okay, of this reaction mixture. Next, what will be the effect of change in concentration? On adding ethyl acetate, the value of A in the denominator will increase. Hence, to maintain a constant value of Kc, the value of X in the numerator should increase. So that hydrolysis of ethyl acetate remains unaffected by change in the pressure, but is favored by an increase in the concentration of ethyl acetate. So in this way, today I have completed the all type of reactions, okay, and their KPKC determination, and from there how we'll discuss the effect of change of concentration, effect of change of pressure, as well as addition of inert gases, okay. And next day we will discuss another very important principle, that is the La Chatelier principle. So today up to this, thank you.